Hello, this is Christy. The baby is asleep right now, so she might make an appearance later. She's sleeping right over there, so she might wake up and start screaming and crying. We'll just see. But what I wanted to do was make a quick video, mostly for family, showing you the alphabet, because once you know your ABCs, there are actually a lot of signs that are just that letter, and then you do something with that letter, like you shake it around or something. So I thought I would give you the alphabet, and then you would have this video to just hit play on if you needed a quick refresher of the alphabet. And then after I do the alphabet, I'm going to go through it more slowly and explain each letter, how to make it, and give you a few words that you can sign once you know that letter. So here's the alphabet if you ever need to hit play on this video again, just for a quick refresher. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. To answer a common question, it doesn't matter which hand you use. I've read some people say, oh, use your dominant hand, but I actually feel way more comfortable. I'm right-handed, but I was just signing with my left. I don't know why I feel way more comfortable signing the alphabet with my left hand. Maybe I'm a little bit ambidextrous, I'm not really sure. But my brain seems to work better when I sign, at least when I sign letters with my left hand. In sign language in general, it doesn't really seem to matter so much which hand you use for what. It helps to think of sign language as a language of pictures. So you're making a picture for somebody, and it doesn't always really matter what's on what side, like tree. If I make this sign, that's a tree. If I do that, somebody who reads ASL is going to know, oh, she's doing a tree. Either way, I've made the ground and I've made a tree with a little bunch of branches and leaves swaying around. So my advice to people learning ASL would be don't stress too much about which hand you use, just make the shape. Just make the picture. So one other cool thing about letters, and then I'll go through each letter slowly and tell you some cool words you can sign once you know the letters, is when you have a double letter. For example, I'm going to use Alex's grandfather, one of her grandfathers on John's side, as an example, Beepy. If you have a name that has two letters in a row, you can do a cool thing called a slide. So for example, if we were to sign BB, we would do B, E, E, P, Y. So you could do B, E, E, P, Y, but I think the slide thing looks kind of cool, so I like to use it when I can. So B, 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 E, E, P, Y. And you can do that anytime you have two letters, two of the same letter in a row. So for example, Alex, our family will be able to sign Kimball with a slide on the L. So we can do K, I, M, B, A, L, L. And the L part looks kind of cool. Okay, so just to explain the letters for you, this is A. It's just fist with your thumb out. You don't want to tuck your thumb in because that is an S. You're making a different letter if you don't have that thumb sticking out. So think kind of when you look at a lowercase letter A, it's usually a circle with kind of a tail. So make sure that tail's there, otherwise it just looks like an S. So A. This is B. I don't have an explanation, it's just B. It's B. C is pretty easy to remember, you make a C. And I'll tell you the words you can make after I go through the letters quickly here. C. This is D. Kind of looks like a lowercase d with the circle part in the line. D. D. E. You just kind of crook your fingers like that and tuck your thumb under and make kind of an E. To me, it kind of looks like a lowercase e. I can't really explain why, it just does. You know how lowercase e has that line? It just looks like an E to me. That's E. F kind of looks like, hey, okay. I think it's because if you think about the letter F, kind of like a capital letter F, it has the lines. So this is F. G, think you're almost like making a pinching gesture, but you just hold it still, G. Because if you pinch, that's the number 20. G. H, that's just H. Take 2 fingers and hold them out like that, H. I, just take your pinky and make a little letter I. J, you take the I and you make a J. So this is I, this is J. You make a swoop, just like you're taking a crayon or piece of chalk and making a J, or any writing implement, really. K. Now K is a little tricky. Take 2 fingers and make a shape like that. So have your middle finger out and your index finger just kind of at an angle, like a 45-degree angle, but you want your thumb in the middle. K. And you want it leaning kind of up, because to me, I get K and P confused. We'll get to P in just a second, but P is this. So I try to make sure my K is kind of up and my P is more down. And the P also doesn't have the thumb in the middle. You just got to memorize some of the stuff. So K. L is pretty easy. I mean, a lot of us have seen Loser. So that's L. L. Now M, I grew up. My mom taught me the sign language alphabet when I was younger, and you take 3 fingers and she tucked them like that. But I've seen my sign language instructors have them sticking out. So I think either way is fine. I think as long as you kind of go like that, people are going to go, oh, she's making an M. So I'm trying to be all proper and do what my sign language instructors are doing. So I have the 3 fingers kind of sticking out. And think of an M, a lowercase m, it has the 2 humps. If you think in pictures, it kind of looks like you're making an M. And then N, the same way, N has the 1 hump. So it's 2 fingers. I don't know if that makes sense to anyone but me. But if you visualize a lowercase n, kind of looks like, you know, like that. So M, or that. N, you can tuck them down or have them straight out. O is easy. P I talked about before. So you're going to have your 2 fingers. They're going to be more at a 90-degree angle like that. P. And again, I would suggest pointing it kind of more downward, because if it's up and has the thumb, that's a K. So P. Q is kind of like a G, but you point it down. I don't know why. You just do. Q. R. You cross your fingers. S. Remember I told you don't stick the thumb out or you're making an A. It's S. And then T. You have 1 little finger over your thumb. T. T. U. Again, kind of like the N. Just imagine the lowercase or uppercase, actually. U. Just imagine that you're making a shape with your fingers. So U. You'd have them together. What comes next? V. V. It's easy. W. It's also kind of easy. X, for some reason, you take your index finger and you kind of make a little crook, kind of like a little hook. So X. Y. You do this. Kind of looks like a Y shape when you factor in your forearm. Y. And then Z is super easy because you just write it. You just make a Z. Okay. So before this video runs too long, I'm going to show you some cool words that you can make once you know all the letters. So A. Once you know the letter A, you know the sign for ought. Quick side trivia. Sign language. Girl words are signed in this region of your face. Boy words are up here. I'm told that is not a sexist thing. It's not like, oh, men are up at the top. I don't know. I don't fully know the history, but supposedly it's from when men wore hats and ladies wore bonnets. So if you think of a man wearing a hat, the male signs, for example, this is boy. You don't have to remember that right now, but boy. And the female signs were at the jaw area where the bonnet straps were. So for example, if you were going to sign cousin, we'll get to that in a minute, but cousin, we'll just get to it now, I guess. Cousin is a C at your head. Cousin. That's generic cousin. If you have a bunch of cousins and they're boys and girls, or you're just talking about the concept of a cousin, it's just here. But if you're talking about a boy cousin, you do it up here. Just think of a man wearing a hat. Boy cousin. Girl cousin is down here at your, just think of a bonnet strap for that. So back to A. For aunt, you take an A and you just kind of swirl it around here. Aunt. Oh, this is my aunt. And then you could spell the name. I should have mentioned this earlier. If you want to ask someone out in public, say you're walking around out at campus to spell something, this is the sign for finger spell. And that's how they say spell something in sign language. It's called finger spelling. So you go, you might say, they might make a sign you don't recognize, and you could say, finger spell, please. This is the sign for please. Okay, so aunt. Once you know the sign for B, you also know a couple of colors. This is the sign for blue. You take the B and you shake it around. It's blue. Brown. You take the B and you kind of swipe it down your face. Brown. This is also the sign for beer. It just depends on the context. So, let's see. C. I showed you cousin. So cousin, boy cousin, girl cousin. Once you know C, you can also sign chocolate. You make kind of a little table and you just think like it's food. Swirl it around. Cousin, chocolate. Chocolate. Cafe. You take the C's and you kind of cross them in front of your mouth. Just think you eat at a cafe. Cafe. There are a whole bunch of C words. I've seen my sign language instructor do concept and common sense, and I'm not familiar. Those are more advanced words, but when the interpreter says the word concept, it looks like she does a C somewhere around her head. Common sense, it looks like so there are a lot of sign language words that I don't even know yet that are made using the first letter of the word. So those are some C words. I'm probably forgetting some I meant to tell you. Let's see. If you know F, you know French. You take an F and you make it fancy. So French. And French fries, you know as well. It's just FF. So make an F and go FF. And that's French fries. If you know F, you also know family. So you make two Fs, make an F, put them together, kind of make a circle. Think of family sitting around a dinner table or something. I have to create a mnemonic for each of these, so family. If you know G, you know the color green. A lot of the colors are just you take the first letter and you shake it all around. So green. You also know gold or golden is this. I always think of either long dangling earrings that are golden or golden flowing tresses or something. I don't know, but this is gold or golden. This is also how you say California because of the gold rush. They shorten California to just gold. If you say I'm from gold, they figure you mean California. So gold or golden, California. If you know H, you also know handsome. He is handsome. You just swirl the H around your face. You also know, now this one's a little tricky, hurricane. So make an H, make another H, join your thumbs, and then go whoo, whoo. Well, you don't make a sound. I do that because I'm weird. But this is hurricane. See, it kind of looks like almost more like a tornado to me, but like a funnel shape. Kind of looks like a natural disaster of some type. Hurricane. If you know I, oddly enough, you know Pepsi. If for some reason you want to request the brand name cola, this is Coke. And Pepsi, I guess because it ends in an I, you make kind of a Catholic looking cross. If you know J, you also know juice. You make a J at your mouth. Juice. And you can specify juice. What kind? Apple. Juice. Orange. K, I believe if you shake it, is also kitchen and cooking. L, if you take an L and just kind of make it a circle, that's library. I feel like I'm forgetting an L word I meant to tell you. Oh well. N, if you know N, you also know nieces and nephews. So again, boy words are here. So nephew would be up at the hat area. Niece, this is my niece, Morgan. M-O-R slide I-G-A-N. So niece is down at the bonnet strap area. O is also 0. So for example, if I were signing 30, this is sign language 3, and then 0. We'll get to numbers some other time, I'm sure. Okay, P is fun because if you know P and you know the Z shape and you know an A, you can do pizza because pizza is you take a P and you make a Z shape and then you tack an A on the end. Pizza. So P, make a Z, add an A. I like pizza. I like to eat pizza. Also, if you take a P, you can do, if you know P, you know a couple of colors. P. If you shake it around, it's purple. If you shake 2 P's, I believe that's party. Also, if you take a P and you touch your lips, it's the color pink. I guess because lips are frequently pink. It's pink with a P shape. If you know R, you also know restaurant. Kind of like, remember cafe? You took the C's and kind of crossed them in front of your mouth because you eat at a cafe. Restaurant, same deal with the R's. If you know R, you also know restroom. So you can ask someone, where's the restroom? You kind of shake the R around. For S, if you know S, you know sorry. You make an S and you kind of, sorry, you kind of rub your, make a circle at your chest like that, sorry. T is toilet, and it's my understanding that restroom is more formal and that toilet is more like potty, maybe, that it's more a word for little kids. So you might ask a kid, toilet, do you need to go to the toilet? But at a fancy restaurant, you might say, oh, where's your restroom? Where is your restroom? If you know T, you also know toys. I believe you shake 2 T's for toys. If you're asking a little kid, oh, do you want to play? And that's wise. We'll get to that in a minute with your toys. Or you can just go, and that means toys. If you know U, you also know use, the word use. If you know V, you know vegetables. You just swirl a V at your mouth because you eat vegetables. If you know W, you know water. Baby's waking up. She might start screaming. I'll try to be quick. Okay, water. You make a W at your chin. If you want to say wine, you go like that. Wine. It's kind of like beer with a B down your cheek. B. Beer. This is wine. I believe you can also say weather. You make 2 W's and you go like this. You kind of twist them together. Weather. Oh, I forgot a C one. C. Class. Make 2 C's and go like that. Think of people sitting in a circle. Kind of like family. Class. Let's see. W. So Y, there are a lot of, because this is a pretty easy shape to make, I guess, there are a lot of words that don't even necessarily have anything to do with Y, but that you make with the Y shape. Wrong. If you want to say you're wrong, you make a Y at your chin. Oh, but if, back to the colors I was talking about before, a lot of them are just the first letter shaken. Yellow. That's an easy one. Yellow. Yellow, you take the Y and you shake it. With the Y shape, you can also go, oh, I see. If someone is talking and you want to indicate that you understand, I see is this. If you want to say same, me too, then you do the Y shape. Kind of point the thumb at your chest. Oh, me same, me too. You're like, oh, the movie was terrible. I think the movie was terrible. Same, me too. The movie was was bleh. I gotta learn more more signs, obviously. And baby's waking up, so I'm gonna stop this video. But those are some random words that you can sign once you know the alphabet. Man, I finished that in the nick of time. In the nick of time. So probably the next video from us is going to be a Thanksgiving video. I don't yet even know the sign for Thanksgiving. I know thank you. That's all. So it'll be a learning experience for us all.